All right, this one I'm really excited to share with you. So I've got two situations for you. I get a lot of account executives come to me and say, hey, will you coach me? Because I don't get any coaching at my company. And I know I've got skill gaps, but I'm struggling to see them. And I want somebody else to give me some feedback and help me improve my discovery calls. And then the other situation I have is I've got a sales leader or a sales manager that's managing a big team, and they just don't have a lot of time, capacity to coach all of their teams. They only get around to like 1 or 2 calls a month. So this sales assistant is going to do that heavy lift for you. So let me kind of take you through one of my discovery calls so you can see how it works. So basically what happens is when you come into this sales assistant here, you'll click on Get Started. What it's going to do is say, okay, let's start to coach one of your discovery calls, and it's going to ask you for a copy of a transcript. So you are going to need some kind of call recording software. If your company uses Gong or Jiminy or Chorus or one of the other 100 different conversational intelligence tools out there, use that. Zoom also, I think, gives you a transcript now if you record it just on the Zoom platform. So that's all you need. So it says here, I'm going to use the discovery call scorecard. So what I've done is I've trained this sales assistant on what elite discovery looks like. I've categorized all of the key parts, built in a scorecard into it, and had it present back what you score at every level and then that roll up score so that you can keep an eye on things as you progress and you develop new skills. So in this case, I would just copy and paste the transcript. I've already done it, so let me show you what it looks like. So I clicked Let's Get Started, and it's actually included one of my discovery calls. It was a 35-minute call with me, and then I've just anonymized the customer for obvious reasons. So I basically just copied and pasted the transcript, and as you can see here, 35 minutes worth of transcript. And then what happens once I hit enter and I input the transcript, within like 30 seconds, it scans that entire call and starts to score it. And as you can see, as I go down in this table, we've got icebreaker, verbal agenda, hypothesis, pain, and it's got just 3 scores. So 0 is bad, 1 is average, 2 is good. So what it does is for every category, every section of a discovery call, it scores it and then gives you some feedback. So let's take verbal agenda. I scored the top mark of 2 out of 2 at like 2, which is possible. And it said, James laid out a clear agenda and explicitly asked if there was anything that Mike wanted to add. So when it comes to agendas, they need to be clear. They need to show what we're going to be doing today. But also we should ask the prospect, hey, what would you like to get from the call today? It shows that we care about outcomes they're looking to achieve, right? So it's given me different categories, different scores, explanations. I should score pretty well because I'm a sales trainer after all. There's a couple of mistakes that I made. We're all human, right? So it gives me my score at each different level. So I can actually say, hey, I didn't do an amazing job here. Why? And it tells me, and I can use that for my next call. And then what it does is it gives you coaching recommendations. So not only does it analyze your call and score it, and then makes recommendations for your next call to focus on. Okay, so in this case, it's like, hey, let's focus on a deeper hypothesis. Let's make sure we lock in the next steps of booking that call. Although I didn't score 2 for this, we did agree that we were going to have a call the following week, which did happen. I've had several calls with them since there. And then there was no objections that were brought up, but I probably should have prompted and just seen if there was any blockers that could come up and just tackle that head on. So we're all human. We're all going to make a few mistakes every now and then, which is why this assistant is so important, because it's going to highlight those. And if there's a pattern, if there's a trend over time, if this kept happening, at least I could see it and then do something about it. And that's the key for me. So it gives me a bit of coaching recommendations, and then it says, hey, here's your overall score. I scored 31 out of 34. So it said strong discovery. This was a very strong call, excellent structure, rapport, and alignment on next steps. Nice job. Would I like a downloadable version of this report? Now, if I hadn't have scored very well, what this assistant would then do with you is it would actually build you a coaching plan. And it would role play with you as well, so you can practice those learnings instantly. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say, hey, please build me a 30-day coaching plan to improve the areas I didn't score well. So a lot of this is going to happen for you naturally. If you don't score well, it's going to build that coaching plan out for you. But where I scored pretty well, it's just giving me a couple of pointers. But like, hey, I really want to do a really good job next time. So I want a better coaching plan than this. So it's now going to build out for me. 30-day discovery coaching plan. Week 1, let's focus on the hypothesis. So these are the goals. These are the activities and tactics to implement. Okay, so it's given me some pointers. Week 2. And then what I would do, guys, is I would like go into my Outlook or my Google Calendar, and I would time block in week 1 different items, week 2 different items, week 3 different items, and week 4 different items. And by the way, if you're a sales university member, so if you've got access to my 400 sales training lessons, which is our other product outside of the sales assistant, I'd be going in there. These are all lessons in there: hypothesis, objection handling, driving next steps, talking about potential objections or how to close out the opportunity, right? So it's given me this 30-day discovery coaching plan. It's giving me some bonus tools here. And again, it's asking me if I want a downloadable format or to set up some templates for each activity. Let's just say yes. And so like I've done a lot of the heavy lifting for you in the back end. Like I always say, a lot of AI, it just lacks context. So I've given it all of the context that it needs so that you can just show up, put in your transcript and get instant coaching. This is where you've done a really good job. This is where you've not done such a good job. These are the areas that you should focus on for next time, and you can move on. So I hope this was helpful. If you've got any questions on any of these, let me know. Looking forward to hearing your feedback on them.